While Meepo's original City Rider might have flown under many people's radar, it was a board that I was really fond of. It was Meepo's first board with all-terrain wheels, and it was launched with an affordable $749 price tag. I love that board because I am generally pretty lazy, and when I need an all-terrain wheeled board to get around poorly paved city roads, the City Rider is the easiest board to use and maintain. It has hub drives that don't require maintenance and airless tires that don't need to be pumped and won't get punctured. And while the board wasn't as powerful as it looks, it stands out being a hassle-free board to own. The new Meepo City Rider 3, however, might have a different identity than the original City Rider. By going belt drives, the $899 City Rider 3 actually has more similarities to the Meepo's current flagship, the Meepo Hurricane series, than to the previous City Riders. Let's look at the specs. Starting with the deck, City Rider 3 uses this beautiful minimalistic grip tape design. The transparent grip tape shows off the polished sandblasted Canadian maple underneath. It's made of a combination of 10-ply Canadian maple and bamboo. The deck is super stiff though, due to the board-length aluminum enclosure mounted underneath the deck. The deck features a nice W concave. Like most all-terrain boards, this is a double-drop deck that's good for reducing riding height. For the ESC, the Meepo City Rider 3 uses a 12S Lingy ESC, which has a push-to-turn-on feature and comes with 4 speed modes and 4 brake modes. As of 2023, Meepo is no longer allergic to putting Hobbywing ESC on its boards, so it is interesting to see Meepo went with Lingy on this one. For those who are new, Lingy ESC is known to have a 4th highest speed mode that is generally more aggressive and a bit less smooth than the Hobbywing ESC. I guess we will know how well it works for City Rider soon. This ESC pairs with the standard M4S Meepo remote, which is the same remote used with the Meepo Hurricane. It has a display to show the speed, battery, and other info. The Meepo City Rider 3 uses a 12S 3P Molicel P42A 544 watt-hour battery, which is a step down from the Hurricane's 12S 4P configuration in terms of battery capacity. It's advertised to run for 21 miles or 35 kilometers, but in our tests, we managed to hit 16 miles or 25 kilometer range riding fast. This is about what we've expected from the 12S 3P 544 watt-hour battery, so we can't say we were disappointed. For the motors, Meepo decided to shake it up by switching to the tried and true belt drive motors. In previous installments, the City Rider 2 used a planetary gear drive, while the first City Rider went with hub drives. I'm not sure what is the rationale behind switching over to belt drive. Perhaps it is to streamline the productions, as Meepo also has stopped using gear drive in its other products for now. These are the same exact motors as the one on Meepo Hurricane, and they are huge, 3,500 watts apiece. The top speed is 30 miles per hour or 48 kilometers per hour, which is similar to the Hurricane. As for the trucks, Meepo sticks to what works and uses the same double kingpin trucks as on the Hurricane. We already know that they work well and have a good balance between stability and responsiveness. For wheels, these are 150 by 50 millimeter honeycomb rubber airless wheels. Airless wheels are great for the lazy, as you don't have to bother with tire pressures and it won't get flat tired. The ride feel is still as good as traditional pneumatic tires, but I'm sure AT purists will hate not to be able to play around with the tire pressure. The board weighs 30.4 pounds or 13.8 kilograms. It is heavy, and the handlebar that was on previous City Riders is sorely missed. Now that we've cleared the specs, let's get into how it feels to take the Meepo City Rider 3 out for a spin. The first thing we wanted to test was the speed control. Lingy ESC is just like a box of chocolates sometimes. You never know what you're gonna get. Some versions of it were perfectly smooth and indistinguishable from the perfect standard set by Hobbywing ESC, while the other versions were rough, like it was 2017 again. Fortunately, this time it is a good one. Speed control in the City Rider 3 is perfectly smooth, almost indistinguishable from the Hobbywing ESC. We are comfortable with staying on 4th speed mode all of the time and prefer to keep our brake modes on 3rd brake mode. While speed control is great, the power on the City Rider 3 is not. We could be mistaken, but we are beginning to think that the City Rider 3 was designed to be ridden in the city, as it doesn't have the crazy power and torque that can take the board off-road while uphill. It's a bit of a bummer. I guess we are just too used to Meepo putting crazy power into all of their boards. The board can get to top speed, but it takes a while to get there. It is obviously strong enough to climb any regular hill, but it certainly doesn't blast through them like a Hurricane. For context, Meepo Hurricane Vader felt 2 times as strong, and the Propel Pivot S felt 10% stronger than the City Rider 3. Turns out, while City Rider 3 has the same motors as the Hurricane, its ESC has a smaller output than the one on the Hurricane, and that is the reason why City Rider is a lot weaker than the Hurricane. Yet another good example is that motor wattage only paints a partial picture of a board's power. While City Rider 3 wasn't powerful, it certainly was comfortable. First, it is the deck. The deck is undoubtedly the highlight of the board, and we especially love the W concave this deck has. It is super comfortable to stand on. It is easy to tell where our feet are and keep them secure at high speed. It feels like Meepo and X-Way are 2 of the Chinese brands that have the best decks on their boards. Another big part that helped with ride comfort was certainly the big 150mm wheels. They are less cushy than pneumatic wheels and take off less vibration, but work well enough to smooth out vibration on rough roads. For us, riding pneumatics is clearly preferable, but owning one? That is up for debate. Checking tire pressure and changing them when they get punctured are all the things that come with owning a pneumatic AT, a hassle that can be skipped by going airless. And going double kingpin also helped with ride comfort. With double kingpin trucks, the board is fun for carving and super easy to turn. It allows for a tight turning radius and makes U-turns possible. Similar to the Meepo Hurricane, the City Rider is also pretty stable at high speed. It just takes a while to get to the top speed. There are so many great choices in the market right now that the $899 City Rider 3 can no longer claim to be the most affordable AT board, as its predecessor once could. When comparing boards with AT wheels, a veteran e-skater would probably scoff at City Rider 3's middle-of-the-road power and go for something more thrilling like the Hurricane or the Propel Pivot. Beginner or casual riders would, however, appreciate City Rider 3 for how comfortable and relaxing it is to ride. If you are not doing off-roading and want a big wheeled board to handle rough city roads, City Rider 3 fits the bill nicely. Whether you are going uphill or downhill, riding on good roads or over potholes, sticks, and stones, Meepo City Rider 3 will keep you comfortable. After all, why pay more for off-road power if you aren't doing off-road? At the end of the day, who can not love an $899 12S 3P AT board that rides really well? As always, if you are looking to buy any e-skate, be sure to use our affiliated discount code with the link below. It will help you get a small monetary discount and helps us out too. You'll also be tagged as an Electric Skateboard HQ customer and probably be treated better. Ride safe, guys.